Hello, family. I'm preparing to head back to Ghana very soon, and I have much on my mind on how things will be, and even preparing for the mission house. I never got a chance to move in or stay there because I had to leave right before the place was ready. A few days ago, I had the whole house to myself here in the U.S. I had never loved or longed for silence like I did that day. I realized the TV was off, no news, just silence. And I was alone with my thoughts to talk with God. And it felt so good. I didn't realize I missed that life. The life of solitude and contemplation. We hear it has been very busy, full of the world in every sense. You've had proms, graduations, family gatherings, which I've loved, but at the same time feel exhausted from. This snapped me back to the life I was called to. Out of the world. There are many things I need to get in preparation for my return as well, and also for the mission house. Unfortunately, found out that the land has been in litigation for the past 2 years, as another chief claims that it's his land, and there's an indefinite stop order. I was so disheartened when I heard that because it means we cannot work on the land at all. I know Jesus said in the previous message not to worry and to pray, but I thought we could bypass this with our prayers, the stop order. But here we are. So now I thought, what to do? How long would this take? What should we do in this meantime? At night, I contemplated all of this and more as I pulled a rhema, and for the past 2 nights in a row, that said, listen closely at the door of your heart when God is knocking to speak with you. So I finally mustered up the courage to listen. As I felt Jesus immediately began downloading many thoughts to me. I had my hands full, so I was unable to stop right away to write them down. But I felt he was bringing to light the City of God mission in our current situation. That although I wanted again to begin working on the land, he wanted me working on building a prayer community for now. He reminded me of the message he gave me long ago when I was wondering how the City of God would come about. And I thought it would be best for us to build the house for the children and begin there since we're called to the children first. And he corrected me by letting me know to build the house for the missionaries first, to begin to cultivate a prayer community. And out of the prayer community, the City of God would be built. As I thought, oh, okay. So although we cannot work on the land and not sure how long it will take, he's calling us to use this time to pray and help with spiritual formation of the missionaries until it's time to build. So once I was free, I got my computer and began writing. Lord, I'm here. Many thoughts have come to my mind, and thank you for calling me back to listen to the door of my heart to speak to me. I've been anxious about many things and definitely carrying many fears and doubts if I'm in your will. And if you please, especially when I'm able to have some time with you to pray, which is often. Jesus began, well, my beloved, then offer your day to me as a sacrifice, and it will become a sweet-smelling aroma to me, because everything you do will be an act of prayer. And also come to me each morning to receive me. You've stopped yet again because of guilt and condemnation. Who do you think is giving you those thoughts, beloved? And as an aside, it's true. I've been struggling with the idea of just rushing to receive the Lord. I always think, let me make time later so I can properly come before him with more respect, or time at least to say one prayer, or even do the Lord's Supper. That would be better than just getting up and receiving him. So because of it, I've stayed away. Because that time never comes with my responsibilities that I now have. I also pulled a second remote, which I'd never gotten before, and it said, put aside those fears, those uneasy broodings and qualms of conscience, and those anxieties which can arise from our concern to achieve holiness in our salvation. Let us take a good care not to get foolishly involved in all those fears and doubts, which like passing lead nowhere, only tempt us to wander on and on until we are hopelessly lost. I thought, wow, okay, Lord, you're reading my mail. I'm sorry. Jesus continued, yes, it's the evil one. So come before me. I said I would prefer you to come the wee hours, but it seems giving you a clear direction would help you much better. So between the dawn hours, when you wake, after your responsibility, come to me and do the Lord's Supper, and in receiving me, listen for my voice. There I will speak to you and give you instructions daily, if you come. Now let me bring peace to your mind, beloved. Concerning the purchases you're making, they are in my will. That is why I gave you the scriptures on courage. Continue to ask the Holy Spirit to get the necessary things you need for your trip back to Ghana and items needed for the mission house and chapel room. Really, Lord, I thought? Avarice was taking over. I feared it. It was taking over. You know, I'm just like my mother, Mother Claire. That's why I said to the Lord and laughed. Because it's so true, guys. I laugh with Mother Claire about this sometimes because I used to judge her on many things. And now as a spiritual mother myself, I do the very thing she struggled with. I rarely buy things for myself. But when I get the green light from the Lord, even when it's for others, I can easily go overboard so quickly. And I thought, wow, so humbling. When I thought this avarice and desire for the worldly possessions, I had mastered it. I've come to really rely on the Holy Spirit and asking Him literally on each purchase. If I lose my peace, I go before Him to overlook my purchases and see if there's anything He wasn't pleased with. Yes, there are many things I've revealed to you have in common to humble you when you judge another. Yes, Lord, thank you for the humility for sure. Concerning the land and what seems like a delay, beloved, requires much prayer and sacrifice again. Do not be in a hurry. Those were my thoughts earlier, that I'm building a prayer community. That is the foundation of each heart dweller community. Without prayer, none of the communities will last, whether now or in preparation for the rapture or during the tribulation. It doesn't matter what ministry I've called each community to. It all begins and ends with prayer. The community must be formed in brotherly love and bound by prayer. So although you are ready to work and build, I'm preparing you guys to pray. Pray in the work. Use the time you have waiting for the litigation to be over to pray in the work and to form the community. Your presence there will mean much, and that is when the real work will begin, beloved. Getting you adjusted again. Much purification and sanctification will happen for the two precious souls there, and for you and your beloved as well. This is all the makings of a beautiful family community. I desire that you would go there much sooner. I know it's a sacrifice not being with your beloved always, but I've called you guys to separate but intertwining missions. I need you to take care of the business I give you, and him to take care of the business I give him. And as an aside, family, Jesus is talking about the innermost desires of my heart. When I first got married and thoughts of a family, I always wanted us to be together, go everywhere together, do missions together, and never be separated. In the Ghanaian culture, it's very common even for husband and wife to live apart in different countries for the purposes of financial stability. I never wanted that. But me and Sister Ruth were talking. We found that we have had to sacrifice in this way, being away from our husbands months at a time for a reason. And now going back, as Derek and I talk, there may be times you'll have to live in the city for a few days each week to do his work, whilst we are in the mission house. He has received a new contract to farm peppers, and although it's exciting, it will take him away for a bit of a time. I also wondered if all of that was in the Lord's will, because again, it's not what I wanted. So I was doubting a bit the direction. Jesus, knowing this, answered me. When you pray behind him and submit to him and walk in brotherly love always towards him, it leaves me room to work. That is the life of a missionary. Your lives are a sacrifice in every sense of the word. As you are faithful to my work, I will bless you both. And in due time, you will walk together, in one heart, mind for the vision and the mission. I'm doing that with him now, although he doesn't realize it, but it's most necessary for him to follow the path he is on now, and I'm leading his steps. This farming initiative is in my will. Although things will not happen perfectly, and fail-proof as he expects, every setback, even failure, will serve as a lesson to gain him greater experience and understanding of the work, which will be a greater blessing to the city of God, once the land is released for you to begin working on it. I will send others in a short time, so be open to that as well, beloved. And here he's talking about the mission house. For now, it'd be good to work on getting the permanent residence for the two souls that are there, to have them secure in that area. Yes, Lord. And that was the end of Jesus' message. Thank you, family, for those who have believed, stuck with us, and walked alongside us concerning the City of God mission. It has definitely been a roller coaster ride for sure. We begin again, then stop again, then begin again. The beautiful thing is, it's all the Lord's doing. Every delay and setback, even if the enemy assigns it, God uses it. And just an update with the $1,000 lawyer fee. We received it finally. Thank you so much for those who donated and made it possible. However, we have another situation that has arisen where the other chief, who feels like it's his land, said that it was his people who were manhandled by the military, and now is asking for $2,000 in order to make any type of assault case go away, although they threaten the people on our land. So we need to pay that by Monday, actually. So please, any donation amount you can give would be such a blessing, truly. And more importantly, we definitely need your prayers. This much opposition or resistance that's coming against the mission, the City of God work, for sure. Please continue to pray for Brother Robbie and Mother Caroline, who are there, the missionaries. Please pray for provision for us too as well. And continue to please pray for the mission and pray for favor for this court case, that the true family and the rightful chief, the truth would just be come to the light, who really owns the land. And we're praying and trusting that it's the family and the chief whom we gave the money to. They're the true owners of the land, and that we get to keep our land and continue to work on it. So thank you, family, again for your prayers. God bless you. To the next message.